there, and welcome back to Becoming Natural. I am your host, Victoria Ray, a board-certified holistic health practitioner and expert in the areas of mental wellness and nutrition. Now, today, we are going to be talking about a topic that I think a lot of women are really curious about and sometimes really intimidated by, and that's lifting weights. So if you've ever wondered if strength training is for you, or if you felt hesitant because thinking that it's going to make you bulky, especially if you're a lady, this episode is for you. Now, to really get into this, I have invited my friend Heidi today, and Heidi is a mobile personal trainer, and let me tell you, she's really good at what she does, and she brings so much energy and expertise to the table. So I know we're going to learn a lot from her today. And we are in a lovely park out here. So if you hear some birds or see some little babies, which I can see 2 of right now, then congratulations. A little squawk. I hope you get to hear the squawks. They're really cute. So, Heidi,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Good. I'm glad that you could be here to do this. So let's go ahead and jump in.
Sure.
I just want to start with what I think is on a lot of people's minds, especially ladies. What do you think is the reason that so many women are afraid of lifting weights, and where do you think that fear comes from?
I definitely think a lot of women, I guess the core of it would be a lot of women are afraid of lifting weights because they have this misconception that they think it's going to make them bulky or, chunky or muscular. And, unfortunately it stems from a lot of societal norms that, women can't be muscular, or they don't want to be muscular because it'll make them seem too manly and things like that. So that's where I think a lot of it stems from, is that sort of societal norm of, oh no, we can't put on muscle, we can't look bulky, we can't look muscular. And I think that's the big fear. But believe it or not, it's not as easy as that.
Yep. I do hear that a lot is, I want to work out, but I don't want to use weights because I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to get big. I don't want to look like a bodybuilder, but like you said, it's not that easy.
Exactly. If I had $1 for every single time a woman, particularly around the middle-aged women, unfortunately, said that to me, I would be making a lot more money.
That makes sense, that especially the older women, because they had what is his name? Richard Simmons, and the aerobics on TV. And there was that whole like heroin chic thing in the 90s where people were like
needed to be stick thing.
Yeah. Paris Hilton, she was a big icon for that. Nicole Richie and
Naomi Campbell, all of those, just that stick figure sort of look. And I think for a lot of those women who did grow up in the 80s and 90s, they've still got that stuck in their head in a lot of ways, that, oh no, to be thin is the most desirable way to look. And then for, I guess when you go down to younger ages as well, you've then got now that influence of like your Kardashian body, the curvy body as well, which is still in a lot of ways still that slim figure, but then you have the curves in all the right places and things like that.
Yeah. So you don't want to be bulky, like, oh, hello, bug. Let's get off of me. That's cool. You don't want to be bulky like around your waist, and so maybe you think like, I don't know, lifting weights is gonna make your abs extremely large and make your waist bigger. Maybe I'm not really sure.
Yeah, and look, that's the thing. That is another misconception as well. Is a lot of people think you can like spot reduce or target just one particular part of your body to lose weight or what have you, which is not the case at all. You can't do that. If you lose weight, you lose weight everywhere.
You know, I can't just lose weight around my abs and not anywhere else. Can't just lose fat there. What is this?
Unfortunately not, no. If only we could just like pinpoint a place on our body that we wanted to improve upon. Look, we can with building muscle.
Got you. That is true. That is true. Um, yeah, I've been lifting weights for quite a few years. I really started in my early 20s, but before then, I also had the same thought. Like, I had never been in the gym, I had never lifted weights because I didn't want to be big, I didn't want to look manly. I thought that that's what would happen. And here I am. I've been doing it for a few years, and I don't think I look manly. I don't have the hair when
Definitely not. No. You don't look manly. No, that's that's what I was responding to.
A man with long hair.
Um,
So other than like physical appearances, right? How does lifting weights, especially for women, again, how does that affect our metabolism and our stress and our hormones and everything like that?
so when you are lifting weights, obviously, generally you lift weights with the goal of putting on muscle mass. And once you have that muscle mass, what that does is essentially the more muscle mass that you have within your body, the more energy you're going to be burning. And in a lot of ways, that means you are either going to need to put more energy into your body to maintain that, or you can see the plus side of it, which is like you can eat more, and
Yes.
you can eat almost, not quite like everything you want, but definitely indulge a little bit more when you have more muscle mass because you're burning more energy at rest. So like not just while you're doing your workout, if you build that muscle mass, you are essentially burning that energy constantly, even when you're sleeping. I mean, you're burning energy when you sleep anyway, but at a higher level to what you would be if you didn't have as much muscle mass. Along with that, having that muscle mass also just kind of helps even out, I guess, your hormones, helps stress levels be like just doing that regular fitness, building muscle, even sometimes just having that consistency and that goal in your life can help just like reduce those stress levels, improve your mental health because you're constantly moving and you just got a good flow going. I don't know. What's the best way to explain it? I guess it's like the layman's terms of, I would say, is that you're burning more energy. You've got a consistent plan that you're following, and it kind of just helps everything else almost fall into place a little bit better. Yeah, what was the rest of your question?
I think that was it. That was good. Yeah, and like you said, you can eat more. And what a lot of people don't realize is your muscles kind of act like a sponge for glucose.
Yes.
So you can eat more sugar. Not that I'm an advocate for you going out and eating a bunch of sugar, but if you have more muscle, your body can handle it. If you don't, that's where you're going to run into some problems and then potentially get into pre-diabetic status or diabetic status. And obviously we don't want that. So
yes,
more muscle mass that we have
will definitely help
we can eat.
Stave that off a little bit more as well. Like I said before, you can indulge a little more, but don't go too crazy.
Yeah, don't go too crazy.
Yeah.
balance in all things, right?
Yes, exactly. And that is the key, actually. It is just, when it comes down to it, it is balance.
Yep.
That you're providing for yourself, for your body, in balancing, what fuel you're giving your body, as well as what you're doing with that fuel as well, which is why building that, like building muscle or building strength or lifting weights, that's why it can make you feel so good, is because you're creating a really good base for your body to operate on every day.
Yeah, and that's what we're about, is feeling better.
Yes.
Mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, we want to feel good. So what would you say to women who don't know where to start? Because I know that that's a problem. They're just really intimidated by working out and by weights.
I can empathize with women like that, because that used to be me at one point, quite a few years ago now, but back before I started getting into fitness and way before I became PT. Basically, I was very intimidated to get started in fitness, to go to the gym, all of that stuff. And I think um, for me personally, and I do say this to people when they ask me that question, you know, where do I get started? What do I do? And for me personally, it was about finding something that I enjoyed doing that was active and moving, and just getting your body moving to begin with, honestly, and getting, whether it be, you know, something as simple as just like going for a walk 1 or 2 times a day, uh, you know, going to a dance class, or yeah, like something enjoyable, something that you're going to really get into. I know one woman, she got into roller derby.
Okay.
Yeah, like she just loved it. She thought it was the bee's knees, and I was like, you go, babe, you go. Like whatever keeps you active and keeps you moving, and bruised apparently. But anyway, um, but you know, everyone's different, and so that's the first thing I say is I go, okay, what I want you to think about is think about an activity, something that's going to enable you to move more, that you enjoy doing or that you think you will enjoy doing, and start there,
Yeah.
and sort of get yourself into a habit doing that. Start with that, and then take it, once you're kind of comfortable doing physical activity that way and getting fitter that way, then you can kind of look at going a little bit more towards like going to the gym or going to a fitness class, you know, what have you, and seeing how you enjoy that type of fitness, I guess, or that type of activity. Sometimes I even say, if you're really intimidated about the gym, don't necessarily go to a gym. Go to an outdoor boot camp, you know, where you're outside like this.
Oh yeah.
And like just enjoying the beautiful weather, and you know, you might have beautiful scenery, and then, you know, you've got someone not necessarily like egging you on to do physical activity while you enjoy the outdoors, you know, or something like that. If specifically, if it is the gym environment that does intimidate you, go to something else first and just get that confidence and that physical activity habit going. And then I mean, me personally, I found once I started walking every day, and then I just started running. And then once I got into running, I was like, you know what? I can do something else. There's a really cool boot camp right there, because I did start in a boot camp. Okay. And it ended up being like the best thing I ever did. It was out on an oval, and just like I just started doing exercises, and you know, with a great trainer, who that later on became my mentor, and basically from there, it just kind of evolved, and I eventually moved into a gym after that when I could no longer go to the boot camp, and I already had that foundation of, I guess, confidence and fitness to sort of feel okay at walking into a gym and getting into a gym. Yeah, I guess that's kind of, I'd start with something you really know that you're going to enjoy first, and then just build on it. Slowly build on it, get that habit going, really build that habit, build that activity, get yourself moving, and then just kind of, yeah, add one little thing, create some goals for yourself to reach, whether it be like something physical, like I want to do 10 push-ups, or you know, I want to do an unassisted chin-up, or I want to run 10Ks, or anything, or it can be something weight loss based, you know, everyone's different, or muscle building based, and you just sort of like, you build goals for yourself, and through those goals you generally have to tackle different things, and eventually, generally, all roads lead to a gym of some kind.
Yeah. So like home gyms?
Yeah, home gyms, normal gyms, session gyms. So like I mean, mostly your audience is mostly American, I imagine.
I think so.
So like your F45s, your what is it? The indoor, like the big, like indoor sessions, CrossFit, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, yes. Like get into all those sort of like just more session stuff. If you don't like doing workouts on your own, join a session where they've got it all pre-planned for you. It's up on TVs, or it's written up on a whiteboard, or what have you, and then you've got a trainer there who can support you and guide you the whole time. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be walking into a gym and just expecting to know how all the equipment works, because there's nothing more intimidating than walking up to a new piece of machinery and being like, what?
Yes. And I can say that personally, that still happens to me.
Yeah.
That I will go into a gym that has a lot of equipment, and for some reason, these equipment machine makers are like, we have to make a machine for every, like a different machine for everything. You want your left butt cheek? We're going to make a machine for your left butt cheek. Your right butt cheek? Cool, we're going to make another one there. And so you go in there and you're like, why are there so many machines in here?
Yes.
And what do they all do? So, yeah, I will. There was one the other day I actually went to here at the gym, and I was like, what the heck is this thing? It was like a weird chair that was like this that you would sit in. I had to Google it because I was like, it was for stretching.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like this before. So
I'm confused.
Yeah, I was also confused. And you guys should understand that even people that have been in the gym, or even trainers, haven't seen.
Even trainers come across machines where they're like, what on earth is this?
Yeah, so it's okay to ask. And almost everybody has a phone, right? So if you don't want to ask, it's okay to Google it. It's okay to sit there and watch a video real quick.
YouTube is your best friend.
Yeah, how do I use this thing for my left butt cheek? Like that's
literally, that's what you got to do. Is you just got to almost if you can't go to a trainer who's nearby or there to help you for some reason, like say you're there at the middle of the night and you know it's like a 24/7 gym or something. In that instance, pull up YouTube, go. You know, they'll generally have the name of the machine somewhere, and you can just quickly like put it in and be like, what is this machine and how do I use it? And there'll be like a million videos on how to use that particular machine. Or if, say, you have a exercise that you're like, oh, I really want to know how to do that. Go onto YouTube, 50 billion videos on how to do, you know, any exercise, any which way. And generally, they're all pretty good. I couldn't vouch for all of them, but most of them are all relatively going to show you the safest technique and things like that as well.
Yeah,
so,
hopefully. If
yes.
There's something on YouTube that it would be good.
Hopefully you come across like nutrition podcast good videos.
So with people going to the gym, another thing that I hear from a lot of people is, I've been going, I just started, I don't see results yet.
Yep.
How do you help your clients, and how do you help people understand and set goals and kind of map out what's realistic and where they should be at, you know, week 1, week 2, month 1, month 2, and how to not get like discouraged when they're not immediately seeing a result?
Okay, so that is, I guess that's the biggest, that is a big deterrent for a lot of people, is the time that it takes, you know. And look, and unfortunately, nothing happens overnight. We wish it did. It does not. And look, all our lives would be easier if we could just be like, wake up tomorrow and, you know, have the body that we want without working. It'd be great. But no. And look, yes, a lot of my job is managing expectations. I'm only just now realizing this. No, I really, it is. A lot of my job is not only, you know, writing programs for people and putting them toward, you know, aiming them towards the goals that they want to achieve, but managing their expectations and kind of educating people that they've got to be patient, and be realistic is the big thing. Realistic is definitely probably in big caps, because you know, every body is different, and everybody's habits, personality, how they tackle life is different too. So all of those things are going to come into play with any goal that you want to achieve, in whether it be putting on muscle, getting stronger, what have you. And it's just about explaining that, and sort of also sitting down with yourself and sitting down with your trainer or someone that you know that you can confide in, wherever you're at in your journey, and kind of going, okay, so this is what I want to achieve. What is the realistic way to achieve that? You know, how does me and my personality, how can how can I tackle that the best way for me? So, you know, someone who's got, you know, say like ADHD or something, and so they find it really hard. They get bored really easily, and they're just like they're always like going from one thing to another. And it's that thing of, you know, you've kind of got to sit down with that person, or that person sits down with themselves and kind of acknowledges what their hurdles may be, and sort of go, okay, what are the things that are going to work well for me, and knowing how I am and how my brain operates, how am I going to tackle that, you know? And for someone, I could not specify exactly, but definitely for someone who gets bored really easily, you know, it's changing it up. Yeah. Making sure that you're not doing the same workout, you know, every week or every day, and doing something really different, learning a new exercise every week, you know, making sure you're doing a different type of fitness every day or something like that. But it all kind of steers you down the path of the goal that you want to reach.
Yeah, I can definitely resonate with that, especially the needing to change it up.
Yes.
I've done a few programs where it's for the entire month you're doing the same thing.
Yep.
And it's same. And I get to the point where I'm just like, I don't really want to do this. And then I'll veer off of my program and just start doing random things, which sometimes hinders your progress.
Yeah.
So for me, I have learned that I need to find a program that does change it up.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the same 3 exercises for 3 months. Because that's going to make me absolutely lose my mind. But then there's other people that they need that. They're not good with the stuff that's different. They want that consistency.
Oh yeah, like just they want everything's the same. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the thing, and that is the base of it, is just being realistic with your goals and how to achieve them, and how to achieve them for you personally.
Yeah.
You know, like, yes, we have our running programs when you want to do a half marathon or a marathon. There are really good programs that get you on that path. But if that's going to be really boring for you to run around in circles for, you know, 5 days a week, then try and find other ways to build up that fitness, that type of fitness that you need for running, and things like that, as well as, you know, your running intervals as well, you know, things like that. Yeah, without getting into too specific a thing, but yeah, it's finding what works for you, and hoping that you've created a plan for yourself, or your trainer's created a plan for you, working with you, to be able to stick to it and to reach your goals realistically. And also just making sure that everyone knows it's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight. Some things happen faster than others. Some people's bodies work faster than others. You know, some people are genetically in a place where they can build muscle like that, and it shows up like that. And then other people, it takes a while. It takes a little bit more effort, a little bit more focus and consistency, and things like that. So everybody is different, as well as everybody's personality and how they tackle those sorts of things different as well. And it's just shaping a program for that.
Perfect. Consistency. Right. That's the thing that we're always
striving for.
Is key. Yeah. And honestly, it's true though. Like, you get into a routine and it's easy to stay into that.
Yeah.
I think just starting, like you said, is hard. So finding something that you like.
Yeah.
Doing that. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And one of my favorite sayings, which, I mean, it sounds a bit harsh, I guess, but one of my favorite sayings is, fail to plan, plan to fail.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so planning ahead, keeping one step ahead at all times of what you're going to do that week or that month or what have you. for the next 12 weeks, for the next 8 weeks, what have you. Have it all kind of at least roughly planned out, and then try and stick to that as best you can. And then you'll see results, hopefully within that realistic time frame as well. So, yeah.
I always forget there's peacocks here. I don't hear them. I'm like, what is that? They sound like a weird cat.
They sound like someone's like going, help, help.
They do. They do. I hope you guys can hear this because it's amazing. They do sound like they're yelling for help. There's a white one here. There's a
an albino one.
White.
Oh, that's
peacock
cool.
Is hot. Yeah. I haven't seen many females. I think I've only seen one female. I've seen a bunch of the male ones though. Well, before you wrap this up, what is one thing that if you could tell everybody that you just wish they knew about lifting weights and exercise?
I guess.
Yeah. Pick one.
Pick one thing.
Pick one thing.
One thing only. No, there's so many things. There's so many benefits. You feel good. You feel confident. Look, probably my number one thing that I really like is that I know that the more muscle mass I have, or the more I lift weights, the more I go to the gym, what have you. And look, a lot of people could probably resonate with this, is I get to eat more. I get to eat what I enjoy. I love food. Food is like life. So that's my number one thing. It won't be everyone's number one thing. There's so many benefits to it. But yeah, I guess for food lovers, that's a pretty big one. You can kind of eat what you want, and you don't have to be so paranoid about getting into a danger zone of a body type or anything like that. You can kind of, you can keep at a good level for yourself, for your hormones, for your mental health, everything, and still enjoy like all the foods that you love.
Heidi's number one tip: lift weights so you can
eat more.
I like it. Well, this has been an absolutely awesome conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and expertise with everybody.
Thank you for having me.
For helping women embrace strength training, because that is something that is so important if we want to have strong bones, if we want to be mentally sharp, if we want to live not just longer but better. We need to be doing that. So thank you very much. And if people want to find you, connect with you, find you.
If you're in, well, right now for at least the next 12 months or so, if you're in Sale, Victoria, my business is called Heidi B Personal Training. I'm a one-on-one PT, and I'm a mobile PT, so I can either come to you or you can come to my studio that I have.
We like that. Do you have an Instagram?
Oh, I do. I don't. I do have a Facebook though. Yeah. No, I'm not a huge social media PT. I'm not one of those social media PTs. I am now, apparently.
Wow. Look at that.
But yes, I'm definitely. I have my own studio, which I like the idea of, because people who may not feel comfortable going to a gym and doing a PT session in a gym can come to the privacy of my studio and do their PT sessions there.
That's good. That's good. All right. Well, look up. You said Heidi B.
Heidi B Personal Training.
Heidi B Personal Training, or find Heidi on Facebook, but not Instagram because she doesn't have one. So
that's right. I'm on Google.
Yeah, Google is the overlord of the internet, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. That's right. That's how most of my clients find me, is Google. They're like, "Hey, I found you on Google." I'm like, "Awesome! Google's doing its thing."
Well, I will add that into the show notes. So if anybody wants to look you up on Google, they don't have to Google it. They can just look at the show. I
have a website as well, but it's not.
That's what. Yeah, I'll put that in there. That's what we'll put. There we go. Well, thank you for joining us today. I hope this episode encourages you guys to do something. If you haven't started going to the gym and you really want to, or start working out outside or whatever, or finding a class, a fitness community. I hope this inspires you to start doing that. Start on your walks, just go outside. Sunlight's good for you, all of that. So
100%.
if you've enjoyed this episode, please like, share, subscribe, all of that good, awesome stuff. Share it with a friend if you think that this is going to help somebody. If you have a friend you've been trying to get going to the gym and they're just like, I don't want to lift weights. Oh, I don't know. Share this with them because it'll be good for them. It'll be great. So until next time, my friends.